Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the fourth video in this series. I have been trying to keep up with this and get more knowledge out there and creating more videos. This last week was a little bit crazy in here and we got a little busy, so I failed to make one, but I am back at it, and today we are going to continue talking about homeowners insurance. This part is going to be about jewelry, scheduled jewelry on a homeowner's policy. Many people may think, oh, well, I have a homeowner's policy. I have, my wife's or even your own wedding ring, and if something ever happens to it, of course it's covered. The homeowners covers everything. And while the homeowners is very comprehensive and it does cover quite a bit of things, items, personal property, obviously hail, wind to your roof, those type of things, jewelry can be a very interesting part of it. So how the jewelry works on a homeowner's, um, it is very, very important to schedule actual jewelry that is of significant value. Many times a homeowner's policy can only cover, and they're all a little bit different, so bear with me, but can cover up to $2,000 for any one item. And again, every homeowner's policy is a little bit different, so that, don't hold me to the $2,000 limit, but that's just, rule of thumb. So if you have an item, let's say you have a $5,000 watch, let's say you have your engagement ring and wedding band, and that is 7,500, or let's say it's a nice, very nice ring that is $12,000. It is incredibly important to schedule that item on your homeowner's policy, and there is a couple of reasons why. So obviously that limit is important. So if something ever happened, you had a fire or whatever the reason is that you lost the ring, they potentially could limit it to that, let's say $2,000 to pay out on a $10,000 ring. It can be covered only if it is scheduled for mysterious disappearance. So let's just say you literally just lost the ring one day. It will only be covered for that if it is scheduled on the policy. Let's say you have a stone, a large stone in the ring, and the stone just falls out one day and you don't know what happened to it. That can only be covered on a homeowner's policy if it is scheduled. Theft, obviously, that could be part of the homeowner's policy, but again, you might be subject to that limit if it is not scheduled for the actual value of the ring. It's somewhat inexpensive to schedule these items. However, we always tell people it is a very good idea to have a recent appraisal. Now, some companies, if it is over, usually around that $10,000 mark, they will require an appraisal, an up-to-date appraisal within the last couple years. And then, if you don't have that appraisal, I mean, potentially sometimes they will allow you to schedule it with just a receipt of sale if you just purchased it. But the reason the appraisal is so important is because, let's say you bought the ring 7 years ago. Well, that ring might have been worth $10,000 then, but in reality, to replace it now could be $14,000. So it is a very good idea to get those appraisals, because then you're adequately insured, and it's just a better way to protect yourself, and especially if it's something that's so special, a really unique ring, or something that was maybe passed down, or just the value of it, or the sentimental value. I mean, the insurance company's job is to get you back to where you were before you lost the ring, or in any claim, they want to get you back to where you were. If you do not have it scheduled for the correct limit, it's impossible. They cannot do that. So it's just something that you really want to think about. And a lot of people always ask us too, okay, hey, I just got engaged and I have the ring, and obviously it was given to me by my fiance, or whatever the case is. Whoever is in possession of the ring, that is where you would schedule it. So let's say you're renting an apartment. You can schedule that engagement ring on a renter's policy or a homeowner's policy, and it would go on, like I said, whoever is in possession of the ring, to schedule it. So these are just things to think of. And it's not just rings. It could be necklaces. It could be watches. It could be the gamut of jewelry. But it is something important to think about if you are very concerned about if something were to happen to that ring. Some people do have contracts or whatever with the company that they bought the ring for, where they might replace a stone if something falls out, and that is great, and you can go that route. Now, the mysterious disappearance thing many times is something that they just don't cover for obvious reasons. They're making sure that the brackets are in place and that thing, so you don't lose stones. So then if you do lose a stone, they will cover that. But the way to get it covered for the mysterious disappearance or theft and to the correct value would be to schedule it on your homeowner's policy. There is a way to have a separate, what they call inland marine policy, if you have a lot of jewelry. But we find that many times it is best on the homeowner's policy, because like if you have one item, two items, it's just part of the package and you can list it on there, like I said, for relatively inexpensive cost. So again, just a piece of knowledge for you to think about. Maybe you've had it for 5 years and you're like, I keep meaning to schedule it on my homeowners. This will just be a reminder that that would be a very good idea and something that we could help you with. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday, and I will see you soon.